I've talked several times on this YouTube channel about what makes great Scrum Masters. But what about the high tier Scrum Masters? The super greats, the 1%. What makes them different? What do they do? What do they know? What kind of skills do they have that makes them different? We'll talk about that in this video. Let's not waste any time. Number 1, trust. They understand trust more than most Scrum Masters. At the end of the day, the role of a Scrum Master is all about influence. We are trying to influence people. We are trying to support, help, be a servant leader, change the mindset, change the point of view, help someone discover what's best for them. And to do all these things, you need trust. And the 1%, they do it differently. They understand that every single one in the company, in their team, is different, responds to different things, and they gain the trust of every single key members of the team, the stakeholders, the sponsors. They know what makes people tick, and they use it to influence them. In short, they know the answer to what's in it for them. They know exactly what's in it for them, and they give them that. Second, adapt to change. I'm not talking about the Agile principle. Number 2, welcome changing requirements. Even late in development, Agile processes harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. Yeah, that's important. Extremely important principle, adapting to change. But we've heard this principle 1,000 times. What I'm talking about here is that change will happen, especially from management, from your sponsors. The product will change, the team will change, different members of the team might leave, join the team. All these changes shouldn't affect the morale, the energy, the power, the influence of a Scrum Master. Yeah, everyone is adapting to change, changing the product, changing decisions, changing the strategy of a company, but you are not affected by all these things. You welcome change, yeah, you adapt to change, yeah, and your mood, your energy remains high. Even if something goes against what you preach, your values, your mood remains high. You know that you can't win this battle, but the war is not over. You know that you can't win all the battles, and you pick your battles wisely. Number 3, communication. At the end of the day, I believe that most jobs require a high skill of communication if you want to really quickly rise up the ranks. But for the Scrum Master role, maybe even more. Again, your job, the core of your job, influence. You should be excellent in both verbal and written communication. Know exactly what makes people tick. We talked about that. Know how to present yourself. Know how to present your arguments. Show that you have the knowledge, the skill, the experience. It's something that takes a lot of time. That's why the Scrum Master job is not an entry-level position. It's a management position. The core of the job are soft skills that take years of practice to really get good at. Some Scrum Masters believe you read the Scrum Guide, you take some certificates, you can be a Scrum Master. Yeah, you will know Scrum, but you won't be a good Scrum Master. Not even a great Scrum Master. No, you won't be even a good Scrum Master. Communication is key. I'm often asked, what type of personality should a Scrum Master have? What kind of traits? Extrovert, introvert. I don't really believe that you are 100% introvert or extrovert. Like, I'm an introvert, but I can quickly shift depending on environments, and people believe that I'm an extrovert, and I believe that's the right way. A Scrum Master needs to be an extrovert or make people believe that they are an extrovert. Be outgoing, energetic, full of life, and ready to support and help people. I once had an Agile coach working in an organization. This person was working overseas and rarely coming to the country to work with the organization. But when this person came to the country, came to the office, which was very rare, they sat alone in a corner. An Agile coach sat alone in a corner, not talking to anyone and working as if they were working from their country. Why? Why are you doing that? Your job is people. Forget about Scrum. Forget about Agile. At the end of the day, we are working with people. We are trying to support and influence people. I'm not a Scrum Master. I'm not an Agile coach. I'm not a productivity, efficiency, effectiveness coach. Many people describe their role as that. No, I simply work with people because that's the most important part. And communication is key if you want to work with people efficiently and effectively. You can't be alone in your corner. You need to reach out to these people because some of them might not feel comfortable asking for help. But you can reach out. Number 4, Zen. I believe that the 1% do that extremely well. Full control of their emotions. No stress, no anger. Never, even though we are working in a stressful environment, software development, extremely stressful, but 1%, full control over their emotions. And this projects confidence. Yeah, everyone is stressing around. You are in full control of your emotions. Always logical, rational. The decisions are not being impacted by your emotions like everyone else in the team, in the organization. No, full control. And this is someone that you can trust. This is someone that projects a lot of confidence. That's exactly how a Scrum Master should be. It's hard to deal with people because at the end of the day, again, we work with people. Different personalities in the team, stakeholders, difficult sponsors. You need to deal with all these people fully controlling your emotions and always making rational, logical decisions. And empathy, understanding the other person. The lack of emotion doesn't mean that you don't have empathy. No, you understand the other person. You can put yourself in the shoes of the other person. You're simply not affected by your emotions. That's something else. Number 5, the 1% is humble. The 1% understands that they are at the back. That's why maybe we don't realize that these people are the 1% because we rarely see them. They are working in the shadows, in the background. They never take any credit. You don't see them lifting prizes, cups, being in the front line, taking the medals. No, you don't see that. They are working at the back. In the shadows, you don't even know that they are working for this team because they do it so well. And it's hard to be a Scrum Master. It's hard to be in a position where you get less praises than the other team members. Your efforts are less recognized compared to other team members. But that's something that you need to accept because it's part of a role. You are a servant leader. You're here to support them. You work in the shadows, at the back. And you can't be a 1% if you don't understand that. I see many Scrum Masters praising, yeah, it's because of me that the team is like that, taking all the praises. No, it's not because of you. It's because of them. You're just here to support them. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be confident. No, I'm not saying that. You should be extremely confident in your abilities, in your knowledge, in your skills, what you can do. Yeah, extremely confident. The belief in yourself, 100%. You know exactly how much you can do and know that you can strive in any situations. That has nothing to do with being humble. That's an internal belief, supreme confidence. But you're not here saying to people, okay, I'm the best. It's because of me that the team is succeeding. Look at what I did. No, you're not saying that. You don't need to say that because if you say that, you're waiting for external validation. You don't need that. You have all the internal validations and not everyone can do that. And number 6, questions. Questions. Question everything. Everything. A product owner comes to talk to you. I believe we need to build this feature. Really? How do you know? How do you come up with this conclusion? You did all this, okay? Why did you conclude this based on this data? How do you know that you're right? What if you're wrong? How will you know once we build this feature that you were right? How will you know that you were wrong? What will happen to the organization if you're right? What will happen to the organization if you're wrong? What kinds of assumptions are you taking? So many questions. You're here to help. You're here to support. You're here to make people think. That for me, that's the core of a job. And the 1% of Scrum Masters do that extremely well. Asking powerful questions, not telling people what to do. No, asking powerful questions to make people realize by themselves that they were making some assumptions here. Without even realizing it, they were assuming that the customer would love this feature. Where's the data that shows that the customer would love this feature? I don't know. Yeah, maybe I just assumed it. No, come with data, experience, evidence, do research, surveys, and then you can come up with an hypothesis. Yeah, you can have assumptions. If I do this, the customer will download or use this feature. And then you can make a projection. Once I release this feature, I will get hundreds of customers, 200 customers in 2 weeks. And once you release it, you confirm that indeed you had 200 customers in 2 weeks. If it's true, it's a success. You had an assumption that this feature would have this result and you confirmed it. That's extremely important. And learning from this experiment, because you're experimenting something. I see so many people missing this part. They are building features simply because stakeholders and sponsors tell them to build these features. They are assuming that they know best. They know exactly what the customer wants without asking the customer for feedback. And once the feature is built, we never come and check if the feature was indeed a success or not. We are too afraid to do that because we know in reality that we built the wrong thing. Which brings me to my next point. If you want more tips, insights on Agile, Scrum, personal growth, click on the video that stands out the most on the screen right now, and I'll see you in a few seconds.